friends, and welcome back to another video. A little bit of a departure from my usual content here on this channel, but there's some thrifting involved, so I guess not too far. A month ago I got to go to Germany on a work trip, so that was my primary purpose of traveling. So I did spend a lot of time in meetings and things like that, but I did have a little bit of time to explore the city of Cologne, which is a city I'm not super familiar with. It's not in or near the area where I grew up in, but of course I did want to explore what the local thrift and vintage thrift store scene has to offer. As expected and as I could remember from going to thrift shops in Germany, everything was priced a bit higher than what you would expect here in the US, and also there was definitely a strong focus on, like, for the most part, true vintage, I would say, like really old, like out there bright patterns and loud colors and all of that good stuff. But it was quite interesting just to see what's out there, what people are looking at, what they're buying, how much they're paying for it. None of the items pretty much in this particular shop that I went to first were priced at a point where I was like, I would pick this up to resell. And then for myself, I wasn't really looking for myself. I don't really need more clothing. And I'm so cheap. I purchased most of my clothing at the bins back in the US. But yeah, sorry for the sort of like half frame here. I initially shot footage with the intention of just turning it into a short, and then I had, I think, almost 20 minutes of footage overall, and it was just impossible to get that down to a minute or even 3 minutes, so I'm just working around that struggle. I thought it was really interesting to see what was priced how and what kind of brands they had. There were definitely a lot less brands that I know from thrifting in the States. There were a few like US store, like mall brand lines. I saw, what did I see? Like a Casper and that sort of stuff, or like a Style & Co. even. I think I saw some J. Crew and such, but there were also just a lot of items from, you know, French stores and German places, especially like the really true vintage items, which is to be expected. Cologne is a pretty international city. It's not super duper far from like the Dutch border, for example, but also there's a lot of people coming in and out of the city. So I wasn't super surprised to see like some American brands there, but nothing really, again, that I would have picked up. But yeah, I just enjoyed looking through everything and getting a little bit of footage for you guys. I don't think you can actually see the prices on here, but I want to say from what I remember, most of the items were priced around that 12 to like 17 euro mark, which is pretty much more or less the same in US dollar, depending on where we're at with the exchange rate. So it's either a little bit more or a little bit less. I looked at this like corset number that interested me, and then this skirt, I think it was Spin Doctors or something. I did comp this one because I think it was at like $7, priced at $7. And comps were all over the place, so I didn't pick it up. I'm a goth kid at heart. I was definitely in that, at least style-wise, in that mindset in my late teens, so good to see some of that stuff here. Did not pick up anything for me to wear, but again, I enjoy looking at that, and I don't really have much of a style these days, I feel like, but if I ever had a style at any point in my life, it would definitely be that goth-inspired, sort of like moderate goth clothing with, you know, the lace-up and the actual lace fabrics and the corsets and such. That's definitely still my jam. Right across the street from that first store was the Pick and Wait, not Pick and Weigh, Pick and Wait, which I thought was interesting. And it's definitely not the same as a Bins store or the Bins, the Goodwill outlet in the US. As you can see here, it is a true secondhand thrift / vintage shop. But it does go by weight for the most part. The prices go by weight, but they're not nearly as cheap as the bins. So you can see here their cheapest category, and it's based on those like little security tags in a different color. So the red ones would be 25 euros per kilogram, which I would say maybe gets you 1 to 2 pairs of jeans at best. Probably, yeah, not even that. I would say a pair of jeans is like at £1. roughly, depending on material and such. So it's definitely more expensive, so I wasn't really too eager to pick anything up at that price anyway, and especially not at the like 100 something euro per kilogram price. But I guess if you're looking for something really cool that's vintage and it's lightweight, then that's a good spot to be. I did take a look at their fixed price sale, which they had going on. You can sort of see it here as I'm going through the clothing. Some of the items had different color tags on them, so I didn't really consider them. But there were a few that just had fixed prices on them that were anywhere between like $2 and I would say $7. Sorry, euros. And here's just like a little overview of the store. It's pretty big, so definitely a cool spot if you're shopping for vintage. And I did pick something up that I will show you later. Also, if you're selling purses and handbags, you will recognize Liebeskind Berlin, which is a really expensive purse store, and I didn't go inside because I can't afford anything there. I was able to afford a Döner slash kebab slash euro, whatever you want to call it. So freaking good. They don't make anything like that in the US. And then I couldn't resist taking a picture of the chili vanilli just because I thought it was funny. And then here we just have some impressions of me walking down some fun German streets with cool old buildings that I kind of miss seeing, and I thought this one was funny because it says caution live animals, and I was like, as opposed to what? But anyway, here's some impressions of my last day, some yummy pizza, and then here is the item I picked up. It's a vintage Lily Pulitzer skirt, very floral, cool, colorful pattern, still listed in my stores and closet. It has gotten some likes, but nobody has swooped it up yet. And then it was time to go back home already after a little less than a week. I had a really nice spot on the plane, and I also purchased a lot of chocolate while I was in Germany, and all of that is gone already. So there we are. Hopefully I get to go back soon, bring my kid along, not on a work trip, and I look forward to that. I hope you guys enjoyed this very quick recap. Bis bald. Tschüss!